The Gentle Giant. In a far-off land where rolling hills met the sky, and lush forests stretched as far as the eye could see, there lived a giant. He was not like the giants from scary tales, with roaring voices and fearsome looks. No, this giant was different. He was known throughout the land as the Gentle Giant, with a heart as vast as the fields he wandered. The Gentle Giant stood taller than the tallest trees, and his footsteps were so light that not a single flower bent under his weight. He had kind, twinkling eyes the color of a summer sky, and a warm, inviting smile that could brighten the cloudiest day. The villagers who lived near the edge of the forest often saw him tending to the forest creatures or helping lost travelers find their way home. One sunny morning, the giant decided to visit the nearby village of Meadowbrook. He carried a large basket filled with fresh fruit and wildflowers he had picked from the forest, intending to share his bounty with the villagers. As he approached the village, the children playing in the fields saw him and ran towards him with gleeful shouts. "Look, it's the Gentle Giant," they cried, waving their hands excitedly. The giant smiled and bent down to greet them. "Hello, little ones," he said in his gentle, rumbling voice. "I've brought some treats for you and your families." The children gathered around him, their eyes wide with wonder as they peered into the basket. "Thank you, Gentle Giant," they chorused, each taking a piece of fruit or a bright flower. The villagers welcomed the Gentle Giant with open arms, grateful for his kindness and generosity. They invited him to stay and join their festivities, for it was a special day in Meadowbrook. They were celebrating the spring festival, a time of joy and renewal when the whole village came together to welcome the new season. The giant gladly accepted their invitation and spent the day in the village, helping to decorate the town square with garlands of flowers and joining in the laughter and dancing. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the village, the children gathered around the giant, eager for one of his famous stories. "Please, tell us a story," they begged, their eyes shining with anticipation. The Gentle Giant chuckled and sat down on the soft grass, the children clustering around him like a flock of little birds. "Very well," he said. "I will tell you the tale of the enchanted forest." With a deep, soothing voice, the giant began his story. He spoke of a magical forest hidden deep in the mountains, where the trees whispered secrets, and the streams sang lullabies. He told of a wise old owl who knew the answers to all questions and a mischievous squirrel who loved to play tricks on the forest creatures. The children listened, entranced, their imaginations painting pictures of the enchanting world the giant described. As the stars began to twinkle in the sky, the villagers lit lanterns and gathered around a large bonfire. The Gentle Giant, with a twinkle in his eye, picked up his basket and presented each child with a small, carved wooden animal he had made. The children squealed with delight, hugging their new treasures close. "Thank you, Gentle Giant," they said in unison. "Your stories and gifts are the best." The giant's heart swelled with happiness. "You are all very welcome," he said, his voice filled with warmth. "Remember, kindness and joy are the greatest treasures of all." As the night grew darker and the fireflies began to dance in the air, the Gentle Giant knew it was time to return to his forest home. He bid farewell to the villagers, promising to return soon with more stories and gifts. The next morning, as the sun rose and the birds sang their cheerful songs, the Gentle Giant made his way through the forest, his heart light with the joy of the previous day. He stopped to help a fallen bird back to its nest and to guide a lost fawn back to its mother. Every creature in the forest knew of the giant's gentle nature and welcomed his presence with delight. As he walked, the giant noticed something unusual. A path he had never seen before had appeared, winding through the trees and leading deeper into the forest than he had ever ventured. His curiosity piqued, he decided to follow the path and see where it led. The path wound through a dense, ancient part of the forest, where the trees grew tall and close together, their branches forming a canopy overhead. The air was filled with the soft rustling of leaves and the distant murmur of a stream. The giant felt a sense of wonder and excitement as he walked, eager to discover what lay at the end of this mysterious path. After a while, the trees began to thin, and the giant found himself standing at the edge of a beautiful, hidden glade. In the center of the glade stood a towering tree, its branches heavy with sparkling, golden fruit. The ground around the tree was carpeted with soft, mossy grass, and a gentle, shimmering light seemed to fill the air. The gentle giant approached the tree, his eyes wide with wonder. He had never seen anything so magical in all his travels. As he reached out to touch one of the golden fruits, a soft, melodic voice called out to him. "Welcome, gentle giant," the voice said. "You have found the tree of wishes." The gentle giant turned around, searching for the source of the mysterious voice. To his surprise, he saw no one. The glade was empty, save for the towering tree and its magical fruits. The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, as if the very air itself were speaking. "Who are you?" the giant asked, his voice gentle and filled with curiosity. "I am the spirit of the tree of wishes," the voice replied, its tones as soft as a summer breeze. "I have been here for centuries, watching over this sacred glade and the magical tree that grows at its heart." The giant's eyes widened in wonder. "I have heard tales of the tree of wishes, but I never believed it was real. They say that whoever finds it may make a wish, and it will come true." The voice chuckled softly, a sound like the tinkling of silver bells. "Yes, the tales are true. The tree of wishes holds the power to grant the deepest desires of those who find it, but only if their hearts are pure and their intentions kind." The gentle giant looked at the golden fruit hanging from the tree, each one glowing softly in the dappled sunlight. He felt a sense of awe and reverence, knowing that he had stumbled upon something truly magical. "I do not wish for wealth or power," he said thoughtfully. "I have always believed that the greatest treasures in life are kindness, friendship, and the joy of helping others." The spirit of the tree seemed to smile, its warmth filling the glade. "You have a noble heart, gentle giant. Tell me, what is it that you wish for?" The giant thought for a moment, his mind filled with memories of the villagers and the joy he had shared with them. "I wish for peace and happiness for the people of Meadowbrook," he said. "They are kind and hardworking, and they deserve a life filled with joy and contentment." The tree's branches rustled softly, as if in approval. "Your wish is a selfless one," the spirit said. "For this, the tree of wishes shall grant it." As the giant watched in wonder, the golden fruits began to glow even brighter, their light filling the glade with a warm, radiant glow. One of the fruits detached from its branch and floated gently down to the giant's outstretched hand. "Take this fruit," the spirit instructed. "When you return to Meadowbrook, place it in the center of the village. Its magic will spread, bringing peace and happiness to all who live there." The giant cradled the glowing fruit in his hands, feeling its warmth and the gentle pulse of its magic. He bowed deeply to the tree, his heart filled with gratitude. "Thank you, spirit of the tree of wishes," he said. "I will treasure this gift and ensure that it brings joy to the people of Meadowbrook." With the golden fruit safely tucked in his basket, the gentle giant began his journey back through the forest. The path seemed shorter this time, as if the trees themselves were guiding him swiftly back to the village. He walked with a light heart and a sense of purpose, eager to share the magic with his friends. As he neared the edge of the forest, he saw the village of Meadowbrook in the distance, the thatched roofs of the cottages glowing softly in the afternoon light. The villagers were going about their daily tasks, unaware of the magical gift that was on its way to them. The children playing in the fields saw the giant first, their faces lighting up with joy as they ran to greet him. "Gentle giant," they cried. "You've come back." The giant smiled and bent down to greet them, his heart warmed by their excitement. "Hello, little ones," he said. "I have brought something very special for all of you." The children's eyes widened with curiosity as they peered into the basket. "What is it?" they asked, their voices filled with anticipation. The giant carefully lifted the glowing fruit from the basket, its light casting a gentle glow over the children's faces. "This is a gift from the Tree of Wishes," he explained. "It will bring peace and happiness to everyone in Meadowbrook." The children gazed at the fruit in awe, their excitement bubbling over. "Let's take it to the village square," they exclaimed, leading the way with the giant following closely behind. The villagers gathered in the square, their curiosity piqued by the children's excited chatter. When they saw the gentle giant holding the glowing fruit, their faces lit up with wonder and anticipation. "What is this magical fruit?" asked the village elder, stepping forward to greet the giant. "This is a gift from the Tree of Wishes," the giant explained. It has the power to bring peace and happiness to everyone in Meadowbrook. I found it deep in the forest, and I knew I had to bring it to you." The elder's eyes filled with tears of gratitude. "Thank you, gentle giant," he said. "You have always been a friend to us, and now you have brought us a gift beyond measure." The giant placed the fruit in the center of the village square, its light spreading out in a warm, golden wave that washed over the villagers. They felt a deep sense of peace and contentment, their worries and troubles melting away like morning mist. The children danced around the fruit, their laughter ringing through the air like music. The villagers joined hands and began to sing, their hearts filled with joy and gratitude for the gentle giant and the magical gift he had brought. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the village, the giant knew it was time to return to his forest home. He bid farewell to the villagers, promising to visit again soon. With a heart full of joy and a sense of fulfillment, the gentle giant made his way back to the forest, his thoughts filled with the happiness he had brought to Meadowbrook. As he walked, he heard the gentle rustling of the trees and the soft murmur of the streams, a reminder of the magic that filled the world around him. He knew that he would continue to wander the land, bringing kindness and joy to all he met. For the gentle giant, the greatest treasure of all was the happiness of others, and he vowed to keep spreading that joy wherever he went. As the gentle giant continued his journey back to the forest, the golden light of the magical fruit still lingering in his mind, he felt a profound sense of peace. The knowledge that he had brought such joy and tranquility to the village of Meadowbrook filled his heart with warmth. Yet, as he walked deeper into the woods, he couldn't shake the feeling that his journey was far from over. The forest, usually so familiar and welcoming, seemed to hum with a new kind of energy. The trees whispered softly among themselves, their leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. The path ahead was illuminated by the soft glow of fireflies, guiding the giant deeper into the heart of the forest. He walked slowly, savoring the tranquility that enveloped him, but also curious about what lay ahead. As he walked, the giant began to notice subtle changes in the forest around him. The air grew sweeter, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and fresh, damp earth. The trees, which usually towered majestically above him, seemed to bend slightly, their branches arching over the path as if to create a protective canopy. He felt a sense of wonder and anticipation, as if the forest itself were preparing to reveal a great secret. After walking for what felt like hours, the gentle giant reached a clearing. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches stretching towards the sky. The tree was unlike any he had ever seen, its bark was silver, and its leaves shimmered with a golden light. At its base lay a large, smooth stone, and carved into the stone was a symbol that glowed with a soft, ethereal light. The giant approached the stone, his eyes wide with wonder. The symbol seemed to pulse gently, as if it were alive. He reached out to touch it, and as his fingers brushed the surface, the clearing was suddenly filled with a bright, radiant light. The light enveloped him, warm and soothing, and he felt as though he were being lifted gently off the ground. When the light faded, the giant found himself standing in a place of breathtaking beauty. He was in a vast meadow, filled with flowers of every color imaginable. The sky above was a deep, endless blue, and a gentle breeze carried the sweet scent of the blossoms through the air. In the distance, he could see mountains that glowed with a soft, golden light, their peaks reaching towards the heavens. In the center of the meadow stood a figure, tall and radiant, with wings that shimmered like the stars. The figure was smiling, and as the giant approached, he felt a sense of recognition and peace. "Welcome, gentle giant," the figure said, its voice like music. "You have traveled far and done much good in the world. You have been chosen to become the guardian of this sacred meadow, a place where dreams are born and wishes come true." The giant's heart swelled with joy. "I am honored," he said, bowing his head. "But I do not understand. Why have I been chosen?" The figure's eyes twinkled with warmth. "You have shown great kindness and compassion, and your heart is pure. You have brought joy and peace to those around you, and now it is time for you to be rewarded. As the guardian of this meadow, you will have the power to grant wishes and bring dreams to life. You will live here in harmony, surrounded by beauty and light, and you will be a beacon of hope for all who seek the magic of this place." The gentle giant felt tears of gratitude well up in his eyes. He had always dreamed of a life filled with purpose and meaning, and now he had found it. "Thank you," he said, his voice choked with emotion. "I will do my best to honor this gift and bring joy to all who come here." The figure smiled and placed a hand on the giant's shoulder. "You already have," it said. "Now go and embrace your new life as the guardian of this magical place." With a heart full of joy and a sense of fulfillment, the gentle giant turned and walked towards the center of the meadow. He felt a sense of peace and contentment that he had never known before, and as he reached the center of the meadow, he knelt down and placed his hands on the soft, fragrant grass. The meadow seemed to come alive around him. The flowers swayed gently in the breeze, their petals glowing with a soft, golden light. The sky above was filled with sparkling stars, and the air was filled with the sound of gentle music. The giant closed his eyes, letting the peace and beauty of the place wash over him. As he opened his eyes, he saw a small figure standing before him. It was a child, with wide, curious eyes and a gentle smile. The child looked up at the giant, and in that moment, the giant knew that his new life was just beginning. "Hello," the child said, their voice filled with wonder. "Are you the guardian of this place?" The giant smiled and nodded. "Yes, I am," he said. "Welcome to the Meadow of Dreams. Here, you can make a wish and see your dreams come true." The child's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Really?" they asked. "Can I wish for anything?" The giant nodded, his heart filled with joy. "Yes, you can," he said. "Just close your eyes, make a wish, and believe in the magic of this place." The child closed their eyes and whispered a wish, their face glowing with happiness. As the wish was made, the meadow seemed to sparkle with a soft, golden light, and the child's wish began to take shape before their eyes. The gentle giant watched with a smile as the child's wish came true, his heart filled with joy and gratitude. He knew that he had found his true calling, and that he would spend the rest of his days bringing joy and magic to all who came to the Meadow of Dreams. As the night drew on, the meadow was filled with the soft glow of starlight, and the gentle sound of laughter and music. The giant stood at the center of the meadow, his heart filled with peace and contentment, knowing that he had found his true purpose in life. And so, the gentle giant became the guardian of the Meadow of Dreams, a place of magic and wonder where wishes come true and dreams are born. He lived there in peace and harmony, bringing joy and happiness to all who came to the meadow, and spreading the light of kindness and compassion wherever he went. The villagers of Meadowbrook often spoke of the gentle giant and the magical meadow he had found, and they knew that he was watching over them, bringing them peace and happiness. They would often visit the edge of the forest, hoping to catch a glimpse of the giant and to make a wish in the meadow. And though they never saw him again, they felt his presence in the gentle breeze and the soft rustle of the leaves, and they knew that he was there, watching over them and bringing them joy. As the years passed, the tale of the gentle giant and the Meadow of Dreams became a beloved story, passed down from generation to generation. The villagers would gather around the fire on cool, starry nights, telling the story to their children and reminding them of the power of kindness and the magic that lies in the hearts of those who believe in the beauty of the world. And somewhere, in a place of breathtaking beauty, the gentle giant continued his journey, bringing light and joy to all who came to the Meadow of Dreams, and reminding the world that the greatest treasure of all is the happiness of others. Sweet dreams.